How's it going, guys? Well, as you see in front of me, I've got kind of a unique AUG to start off with, but this video is going to talk about a little bit of the history of the 9mm conversion kit and what is in it, what do you need to do to your AUG to run one. So to start off, the AUG 9mm kits, they're not new. They've been around since the mid-90s. They came to the US in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then they kind of stopped bringing them in due to the import issue. There's 6 generations of this 9mm kit, and the easiest way to kind of talk about it is on the bolt carrier. When you see this one here, you see it's just all smooth. There's nothing on here. There was the first 3 generations or so actually have some sand cutting here on the bolt, and the rods were a little bit smaller. And then generation 4, 5, and 6 of these kits are just this solid black steel rod. Some of the other things to look at for the kits to determine which ones they are on the actual magazine adapter. Some of these were really crude, so if you get one of these that looks really rough and crude, like very, very bad sand casting molds, that's probably one of the very earlier kits. There was a couple of these holes here for the mag that weren't in the first ones, and then the magazines themselves. The very first ones did not have a last round hold open here cut into the side. And that's really about it. It's kind of hard to tell on these kits exactly which model that you have. If it's, a 4 or a 6, you kind of have to take someone's word of going, this is what it was advertised as on them. There's no identificational markers or anything here like on the barrels. The barrels are just a straight blowback. Now this one was modified with an HK tri-lug adapter. That's what this here is for. Normally it would just be a target crown barrel out the front. So this one's unique in the aspect that it has this HK lug on the front. Serial numbers and stuff, I haven't been able to find any markings to designate at this time. And this is mid 2022 to find out what years that these were produced or to do it. Now there are the standard STEYR, just like the pistols, you have the 3 alpha numerical numbers that you can find out what year this was produced. That may actually be the best way to tell. If you get something closer to the mid 2000s, that's going to be your Gen 6 kit. If you get numbers that come back into the 90s, that's going to tell you that it's a Gen 1 kit. At least on a barrel side, this barrel is actually marked AWR. So I'll put in the comments what year that barrel was produced. And this bolt carrier group was a GWM. So as you can tell, these are not matched kits for when they were produced. They were just kits put together that were sent to the US. They were just basically hodgepodge together. So we'll get a date and time for this bolt carrier group and for that barrel. Normally what I don't have on the table that would come with this kit is the actual 9mm stock. The 9mm stocks were your traditional STG 77 stocks that actually had a shelf. If you've seen in previous videos us shooting the like the full auto AUG at my range day, you'll actually see that green stock, and it has a square lug shelf out over the ejection port. And those stocks were green or black. Green ones were the early ones, black ones were the later model. So that kind of gives you if it's 1 to 3 or 3 to 6 generation for in the stock color. These kits, as far as I can tell, getting from STEYR, from where this kit actually came from, and the person that owns it is a very, very good expert on the actual 9mm. There's only about 200 of these kits that are on the open market in the United States. They're very, very limited. We're hoping maybe STEYR will see this video and see how much people actually want to have the 9mm kits, and see about getting them reproduced. They are still made in Europe. They're just not imported to the United States at this time. So what you're going to get in one of these kits, and trust me, if you guys want one, if one comes available and you want a 9mm kit, buy it. You're not going to be able to negotiate much on price. The prices are what they are. So if you see one complete kit and you can buy it, and if you have the money, buy it. That's just that. If you want one, that's how you're going to get one. There's no trying to piece one together. These kits probably are just as rare as finding you a standard receiver if you want to do your own build. So if you guys know, I've talked about before, receivers, they don't come on the market very often. Neither do these 9mm kits. So when you see it and you want one, buy it right then. Don't wait. But I'm going to show you guys how to do the conversion, and then we'll take it out for some range time and some suppressor videos we'll add in. And I kid you guys not, if you ever get the opportunity to play with one of these kits, you're going to be hooked. And I'm sorry I made you spend like $3,000 to buy one. So how to install one? Take your standard, AUG, and we're going to dismantle it. What we're going to keep is the stock and your receiver. We're going to pull the barrel out of it, and then we're going to change this over. So simpleness. Go ahead and pop the barrel. Drop the bolt down. And we'll take out our bolt carrier group. All you need to do is put in the 9mm bolt carrier group and reinstall it back into the stock. That's done. The magazine adapter is a little tricky sometimes. You need to open and lock the bolt back and then insert this in. And we'll get it to go in here. There we go. Like I said, it gets tricky. Sometimes you need to pull back on the charge handle and lock it back. Once it's seated, your actual normal AUG mag release button will look semi-depressed, but it is in there, it's locked. It kind of keeps this into a halfway position. After that, it's just a simple barrel install. And then you've got a 9mm AUG. Once you get proficient at this, it literally takes under 60 seconds to convert one over. And that's it. You don't have to change any of your internals. You use your factory trigger pack, and it goes in. Biggest thing is make sure on these mags, I would very, very much recommend do not drop them on the ground. This is a collector's item, basically, in the 9mm kit. These mags are extremely hard to get, and if you bend one or break an ear up here on the top of it, you're going to cry a whole bunch. These mags, there's some that are very similar to like the SPP mags for the STEYR pistol. I'm trying to find the modifications or what other mags can be adapted to this, but these mags are more rare than the STEYR GB mags. So you're probably looking at $300 or $400 for a magazine on the open market. But when you insert one, it'll go in, make sure it locks. And then here on the tail section, just underneath, is the actual magazine release. And it comes out. These mags are 25 rounds. They're double stacked. They're a machine gun style mag, just like the STEYR GB. And when I get some more information or find out what other mags will interchange with these, I'll let you guys know. But that's how you assemble one and what it looks like. We'll go out here to the range, we'll put some rounds down range, and I'll put some other video in. If you guys have any questions or comments or need to know any more history about the 9mm kits, let me know, post in the comments, and I'll answer as much as I can for you. And currently this one is on loan to us. I wish I owned it. I'm going to be searching for one myself, so keep your eye out. Like I said, if you come across one and you have the means, don't wait, buy it right there, because if not, somebody else will. And like I said, there's only about 200 of them or so as of mid-2020 in the United States. Alright guys, to the range.
Live.
AUG 9mm at 195 meters.